everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we are going to be reviewing some more Auxito products, but before we get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, where we do giveaways. We're going to be giving away 2 M3 steering wheels for the E46 chassis. I've said this in previous videos. These steering wheels, I believe, will work on some other different models. I don't know exactly what they're compatible with, but hopefully whoever ends up getting them, they can put them to good use. If not, I think they're worth quite a bit of money. Again, all you have to be doing is following us on Instagram. Also, one more thing, if I sound a little raspy, it's because I'm on the downhill slope of getting over a cold. So yeah, voice might sound a little bit off. Auxito, we've done quite a few products from them. We've done LED headlight bulbs and interior lights. We've even done giveaways, and the people who won those giveaways were following us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports. These guys have been absolutely fantastic to us. We've been loving their products. This car runs some LED bulbs. My race car's running LED bulbs. The daily driver for the wife is running LED bulbs. We even put some in our 986 Boxer we've been working on recently on the channel. This right here is a jump starter with an air compressor. Now, I have opened up this because I wanted to make sure that it was charged up all the way, and again, to make sure everything was in there so that I didn't get halfway through my video and realize that something was gone or broken. So I have personally unboxed it, but I'm going to be doing another unboxing. I'll put it back together like it was. So we'll be going over that here in just a moment. And then as you can see here, see how that window's down? This car is still dead from the other day. We talked about it in a previous video. I'm not sure what happened with it, but the battery died, and I don't have a lot of the tools and stuff that I used to have here at our new house quite just yet. So we are going to be seeing if it jumps this car. It's completely dead. I can't even get one LED light to turn on at all. So the battery's like completely flat. The other thing that we're gonna be doing is playing with the air compressor portion of this jump starter. Yeah, let's go take a look at the box. We'll open everything up, show you all the features that it's got, and then we'll see if it jumps the car. The other thing I want to do today is get my race car running. Both of these cars, really, I should have them run about once a month. And we moved them over here when we first signed on our house, so they probably haven't ran for close to 6 weeks or so. So it's not anything crazy, but when you're storing cars, you should run them up to temperature. You should roll them back and forth, make sure you're not sitting on the same spot on the tires, especially softer tires like these track tires we've got on these cars. So I'm going to move them around a little bit. We're going to start them up and see if they run. Hopefully my white race car doesn't need a jump, but if it does, we'll kind of get to see, because some of these smaller jump packs have a hard time jumping cars that are completely dead, but they'll boost a car that is doesn't have enough battery to start. So it'll kind of give us a range of cars to test. So let's get this looked at and get it opened up. All right, so first things first, I love packaging. Packaging can make or break a product. Apple products, I think some of their packaging and advertisements, absolutely fantastic. The newer stuff, obviously not as good as their original, like the iPods that they were releasing back in the early 2000s. But I am a big fan of some good packaging. So very happy with like the way that all this is boxed up. Now, this unfortunately did get shipped to me in basically just a bag, so the box got beat up just a little bit, but not too bad. So we're going to open this up, and it comes with a really nice carry case, which is cool, with a little lanyard here. Also want to mention, if I haven't already, that there is a discount code. If you use code TENZA, you can get a discount off of your next Auxito order, and I'll have this linked in the description below. And we're going to open this up. It's got some nice graphic design there, very clean looking. Okay, and here is the inside of this kit. So we've got our air pump parts. This is the line that will go to your valve stem. Here's some different, looks like they even give you like a basketball pump, some other nozzle tips there. This is a jump starter portion. This would go to your battery. This will connect into the unit itself. Does use USB-C, which is nice because a lot of people are converting to that, and there's a lot of companies that still use the micro USB. Okay, over here to the pack itself. And like I said, I did pop this apart and I charged it. One thing, when I went to go charge this, I used a smaller charge brick. They don't give you a charge brick, it's just the cable. I used a smaller charge brick and it did not like that. So I put it on a larger one for like an iPad or even a computer, and then it charged. But it did not like having the smaller brick. The brick got really warm, not like overly hot. It just got warm, and then this just wasn't taking a charge. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you've got a larger charge brick. Here is the power. You press and hold it. You can see that we're at 100%. It gives you a light, which is nice to have. There's some different settings on it. Kind of a flashing. And there's a red flashing. I believe that's actually SOS. Yep, so that flashes the SOS Morse code pattern. And press it again, it goes back to being off. So that's kind of cool. It's got a light on it. This is designed for you to put in your jockey box or in the back of your car. That's why it's all in this nice little bag so that it's not, you know, sprawled out in your back seat taking up room. So right here, if you press the M button, you can actually go to the PSI that you're going to want to go to. So if we wanted to charge the tires up to 38, do that. And then if you just let it sit there for a second, it'll tell you what it's actually reading. And then you go back to positive or negative, you go back to what it was. So we'll get to play with that here in just a little bit. Bike tire, oh, there you go. So I actually didn't notice that. Let's see if I can get it, on camera. Right there, there's a car. And then there's a motorcycle, and then a pedal bike, and then a basketball. So kind of cool that, that they include that kind of stuff. We're gonna plug in the jumper cables to here, and we're gonna try to jump this car. Now, because BMW puts the batteries in the back and the trunk is electronic, I can't actually go straight to the battery. So we're gonna go over to the front of the car. We're going to jump it from up there enough to get power into the car so I can get the trunk open, because I really would like to jump it from the battery. You technically can jump BMWs from the front, but I always go to the battery if I can. Okay, one other thing that I forgot to mention is if you come over here, so there's your input, that would be where you're gonna be charging. If you go here to output, you can actually charge laptops, cell phones, tablets, anything like that. So if, again, you're stranded somewhere, you can actually run electronics off of this, which is really nice. And on the back here, it says you can get up to 120 PSI. So we're definitely not gonna be testing that on any of our cars, but I do want to play with some tire pressure. So in the front of these BMWs, it's pretty simple. So you got your power, and then your ground is just over here, just at a sight. I don't know if you guys can see it, but so we'll go ground here, power here, and then we're going to go over here to our jump box and then plug this in. And then I'm going to go check to see if we've got any power in the car. All right, so I just realized that I didn't have the key in the right position when we did this the first time. So again, you'll want to hook all this up, and we'll go straight to power. Okay, looks like everything is on. Let me go open the trunk. Oh, perfect. Okay, trunk is open. I am going to run the jump pack back to the trunk, and then we will try to start the car. Hey, look at that. Wow. All right. Well, this car doesn't have any cats on it, so it's going to stink up the garage. Let me open this garage door just a little bit. Looks like the jump pack's still at 74%. So not too bad. Where this thing was completely dead. The jump pack did not like the fact that we were running a fuel pump and some other things, but it looks like it did really well, so I'm very happy with it. So I just ran the white race car. It did not need to be jumped, so I didn't think that there was anything to show there. I just ran this car for about 15 minutes, let everything warm up, get all the fluids going, and did the same thing to the white race car. Like I was saying, it just didn't need to be jumped. Before we do this test, I want to point out, you see how flat that is right there? That's because I just drained all the air out of this tire. It's completely flat, as much as would come out without removing the inside of the valve stem. These tires are very soft tires. It is bad for you to have them sitting in one spot for too long, and running them flat like this, having them sit flat, is even worse. They're very soft. I think it's like a 200 treadwear or something like that. Not to say how much these were, but they were north of $200 per tire. So I'm putting a fairly big risk to show you guys that this works, because if this doesn't work, I do not have an air compressor here in our new garage. This could potentially be sitting like this for a little bit, but I am confident in this. I feel very strongly that this will get the tire up to where it needs to sit. You're going to thread this into the top. Pretty simple. There's no other place to put this, so just put that right there. And then we're going to hook this up to the valve stem, and then there is a lock back here on the back. Okay, once it's on there, we'll make sure it's nice and tight. Press and hold to turn it on. Okay, I'm gonna press the M button, and I do not run these tires that high. So we'll put it back up to about 25 PSI. Once you've selected it, if you let it sit there, it'll actually tell you what it's at. Look, 0. I'm gonna press the on button. As soon as I do, it gets really loud. So I'm going to time lapse this portion real quick and turn the mics off. All right, there you go, from completely flat to around 25 pounds. It took about 6 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. So if you were pumping up a tire to like 35, 40, 45 pounds, this might take a while. I am curious to see what the battery is at now that we've done this. So let's go here real quick. And it looks like our battery is at 29%. So we went from 57 to 29%. So that's just under 30% of its power. Honestly, that actually took less power than I thought it would. For being such a small little jump pack, I'm impressed with what it does. I've reviewed these in the past, and the previous one, I'll have the link to that video up here. I wasn't as impressed with it. I liked it, but when Auxito said, hey, we're gonna do one, we'll send one out to you, I had to jump on that, and I'm really happy that I did. And I'm glad that we got to do a real world test. I ran this car down on battery a couple weeks ago, and I needed to do something to get it started, and lo and behold, here's this jump pack, and now we're gonna get the car started. Thanks everybody so much for watching so far. I really like this. I will do a follow-up if there's any interest. Anybody wants to know kind of long-term review on this thing, I can do that. Any other video ideas, reviews, things you guys want to see, want me to talk about, leave all of those ideas in the comment section below. I really appreciate everybody so much for watching. Again, use code Tenza for a discount on your next Auxito order, and we will see everybody in the next one.
Bam!